Hi, welcome to physics. I'm Miss Pena. I'm excited about this year. I know it's a little bit different than normal, but I think we're going to learn a lot and have fun in the process. So, first off, I'm going to start with my background. So I have an engineering background. I got my degree in mechanical engineering at UCSD, and I spent a huge majority of my career developing products. Here I made a camera housing that was used in the filming of the Pirates of the Caribbean. I did the design and instructional analysis on it. I also helped start a company called Cbotics. I've been at Cathedral now for, this is my 4th year of teaching. I teach physics and the engineering classes here at Cathedral. So, but back to physics. What is physics? I love this definition because I think it sums up a huge majority of the year. It says, physics is a branch of science chiefly concerned with using exceptionally long and complicated formulas to describe how a ball rolls. And that's pretty much what we do, definitely for the first semester and part of the second semester. So we throw a lot of balls, we play, we try to experience the physics as well as use the calculations and whatnot. So what is the class objective? Although I do have 1 or 2 students typically every year that want to go into physics, the majority of the students are not, that's not their main career goal, is to become a physicist. So some of the class objectives I have is just to review algebra and arithmetic and learn how to apply them to real life. That's something that a lot of the students have a hard time with, and so we've been spending the last week or so just reviewing basic arithmetic that's going to be applicable to our class. I encourage the students, when we're in class, I don't allow the students typically to use a calculator. I make all the questions and whatnot relatively simple mathematically so they can do it in their head. I think it's a good skill for them to have, and I help them through with the math, but I think it's something that's good that helps them. That's like a life skill that helps them long term. The other thing I really try to push is using critical thinking skills. Something that today's students are really, really good at is they're really good at looking things up. However, sometimes because we live in such an instantaneous society and a society where you can look almost anything up, a lot of students have a hard time when they're forced to think through something and try to come up with an answer on their own. So I really try to push that. I try to push analyzing things, trying to come up with answers on their own, and of course learning the basics of physics. Course materials. So they need their iPad, obviously. They need I highly recommend a spiral notebook dedicated to physics, where they'll keep organized equations they learn, notes they're taking and whatnot, and a writing utensil. In the past, we've used a textbook, Conceptual Physics 12th edition. Most of the students feel that it's repetitive to read the chapter and then hear my lecture on it. So because the lectures and the book are so similar, so I'm trying to use this year more outside sources that have a slightly different perspective. However, if your student does want to buy or rent or have this textbook, they can use it as reference, but there will be no assignments from this book. We are currently in the process of trying to put together a physics kit, which will include balls and strings and different things that students will use at home to do labs and activities. Students are expected to keep these items for use throughout the year and turn them back in either when we come back to school completely or at the end of the year. There may also be some supplies that students may need to purchase throughout the year. Hopefully not, but it's just such an unusual year, we don't know quite what to expect. Okay, so remote learning, hybrid learning, and in class. I am preparing and have ideas for all of the above scenarios. We're going to be adapting according to the circumstances. Right now we're in remote, but it looks like it's possibly going to hybrid. So all of these different scenarios are played out in my head, and although the bones of the class will be the same, no matter what learning environment, some of the specifics will change slightly depending on which of these categories we're in. So when we are either in the remote, especially in the remote and possibly in the hybrid, academic honesty is a little bit harder to monitor. So because of the unique situation of remote learning, many students may be tempted to collaborate inappropriately. If 2 or more students' work resemble each other, overly resemble each other, A meeting will be called with parents and administrators and students. Okay, each case will be analyzed separately, but all cases of inappropriate collaboration will be considered a serious offense and will be handled accordingly. So I just want to put that out there because I know that this particular environment lends itself to tempt the students to do that. Quizzes, I'm going to try to have different questions. They're going to be timed. I'm going to try to do different things to mitigate that. Test, I'm going to try to do inquiry-based tests, which are more just having students think through a scenario instead of just having like multiple choice answers. Also, I'm very into hands-on learning, doing lots of hands-on projects and labs. So we will be doing a lot of that, and I think that the learning is, the long-term learning is better in those situations, so we're going to try to do that as best we can. Please be patient. Please let me know if there's any issues with doing any of these labs and projects at home. If you have any questions or problems with anything, please reach out to me. My email address is spena@cathedralcatholic.org. I'm very open to feedback and suggestions from both students and parents. So please encourage your child that if they have an issue with anything, to reach out to me and talk to me. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Bye.